Hi, my name is Andrea with Contractors Keeper LLC. Today we're going to walk through how to fill out a W-9, especially as it pertains to small businesses. There are a couple of things that I'd like to mention first. One is that the fact that you are requested to fill out a W-9 does not automatically mean that you will receive a 1099. The information provided on the W-9 helps to make that determination if the payments paid out to you exceed the threshold. For example, currently with a 1099 NEC, that would be over $600. The second thing I'd like to point out is that under Part 2 certification, line 2 mentions I am not subject to backup withholding because, and it lists a few reasons how you would know. And if you are subject to backup withholding, then you would be striking out this line before signing and dating. That way, the person paying you knows to commence backup withholding on future payments. If a W-9 is requested from you and you do not fill it out, then the payor should be performing backup withholding, which is 24% of payments paid out to you. And they may even be liable for backup withholding on payments that have already been made to you. Now we're going to walk through actually filling out the form. In our first example, we'll pretend that I am the owner of a single member LLC that has not elected to be taxed as a C corporation or S corporation. In that case, in line 1 would go my personal legal name. And then in line 2 would be my business name. For line 3, part A, I would be checking off individual sole proprietor, not the LLC box. The LLC box is reserved for when the tax classification is either a C corporation, S corporation, or partnership. Lines 3B and 4 rarely apply to the small businesses that we typically deal with. If you would like to find further information, there are instructions on pages 3 and 4 pertaining to those particular boxes. In number 5, we'll be entering the address, the number, street, and suite or apartment number if that applies, and then in line 6, the city, state, and zip code. Usually there's nothing filled out under the requester's name and address. A lot of times, especially if it's a PDF form, then we find that the vendors filling this out often keep a master copy and then just provide copies of that W-9 to their clients. Line number 7 is also optional, and we rarely see anything in here. In Part 1, Taxpayer Identification Number. This is where we often see vendors wanting to put the EIN of the business of a single member LLC, but the correct way to fill this out is to use the Social Security number, ITIN, or EIN of the owner. So that may sound a little bit strange, as people normally think of EINs as belonging only to businesses, but individuals can also have EINs. So if you are concerned about using your Social Security number, you can get a personal EIN to use instead. If you do not have a TIN and you have applied for one, then you can write applied for in this area. Also, if you do not know how to get a TIN, then page 4 under Taxpayer Identification Number has a section on how to get a TIN. After entering all of the above information, then you would sign and date the form, and that would be complete. Now we're going to walk through filling this out if it is a business that is taxed as a C corporation, S corporation, or partnership. So in this case, we would be using the business name in line 1. Line 2 may remain empty unless there's a DBA, that may go here. And for 3A, if the entity is not an LLC, then you would just check off the way that this entity is taxed. If it is an LLC, then you would check off the LLC box and then in this line indicate the tax classification. For example, you would enter C for a C corporation, S for an S corporation, and P for partnership. In this case, I have entered S. Again, lines 3B and 4 rarely apply, but if you'd like further information, check pages 3 and 4. That has information on the specific situations that would require these sections to be filled out. Now on 5 and 6, we have the address. So in 5 is the number, the street, and apartment or suite number if it applies, and then city, state, and zip code. Normally, we are not seeing anything under requester's name and address. This is an optional field. And if you just keep a main copy that you provide to your clients, then you can see where you would have to keep multiple copies on hand. So normally this is left blank, and line 7 is normally left blank as well. Under taxpayer identification number, because this is the business that we're talking about here, then we would be using the EIN of that business. Once all the above information is filled out, then we would sign and date. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Also, if we have requested a W-9 from you for one of our clients and you have additional questions, please feel free to reach out. We'll be happy to help you get your form filled out correctly. And if you are in need of bookkeeping services, please visit contractorskeeperllc.com and schedule a free 20-minute initial call. Hope you have a wonderful day.